Hello everyone, this is an introductory video for Google Summer of Code 2017 project under BeagleBoot organization. The project title is BeagleBoot. My mentor for this project is Jason Kreidner. First, let me introduce myself. I am Ravi Kumar Prasad. I am in my third year of Electronics and Communication Engineering. The project targets BeagleBoot Black, Blue, and Green, including their wireless variants. The common specs are listed here. Now let's see what problems this project solves. Currently, the ways to flash images in BeagleBoot hardware are not easy, especially for beginners. SD card method takes up much time and manual configuration. Tools like BBB-LFS and TI's UniFlash tool are also not reliable. So in this project, I will be developing a cross-platform GUI flashing tool for BeagleBoot. The project has two parts. First, porting BBB-LFS bootloader server currently written in C to JavaScript Node.js. Second, integration of the server with Azure.io project, which is an open source flashing tool for mass storage devices. Finally, making a cross-platform GUI flashing tool using Electron framework. Advantages of these tools are it's cross-platform, works on Linux, OS X and Windows. We can directly flash BeagleBoot by simply connecting to PC. Recover from corrupted onboard eMMC U-boot. JavaScript is chosen to have a single code base for cross-platform tool. By default, the ROM code in AM335X will boot from the onboard eMMC followed by external microSD, UART, and then USB. If the boot switch is held down during power up, the ROM will boot from the SPIO interface first, followed by microSD, USB, and UART. This allows BeagleBoot to bypass the onboard eMMC and boot from USB, which we require here. Let's see how U-boot is loaded via USB. Only 109 KB out of 128 KB internal RAM is available for initial bootloader. Hence, a full U-boot image having size more than 400 KB cannot be loaded immediately. So a small version of U-boot, SPL, is loaded first, which then loads full U-boot. So how this bootloader loads? The AM335X ROM, when in USB boot mode, exposes a RNDIS interface to the PC and waits to TFTP a binary blob that it executes. That binary blob is the SPL. Once the SPL runs, it applies the same procedure as the ROM and TFTPs U-boot. RNDIS here stands for Remote Network Device Interface Specification, which is a virtual Ethernet link over USB. TFTP here stands for Triple File Transfer Protocol, used to transfer files, usually during network booting. Now let's go deep into this process. When the ROM exposes RNDIS interface, here the client is BeagleBoot and the server is PC. The client broadcasts boot request message containing its hardware address. The server receives the boot request. The server then sends boot packet with info like IP address of the client, server, UDP port numbers, SPL file name, and hardware address of the server. The server then receives an ARP request for address resolution. The server then makes an ARP response by mapping the IP and hardware addresses of client and server. The server receives a TFTP request for the SPL binary. Now for data transfer, the workflow is like, first there is the data packet, then the user datagram protocol packet, then IPv4 packet, Ether2 packet, which is then transferred over USB. Now let's take a look at the BBLFS project. It's a CLI based flashing tool developed by Vlad Victor during GSOC 2013. The tool works as follows. First, the SPL is transferred, then U-boot is transferred, then FET transfer, which is a specially compiled kernel and RAM disk. U-boot runs FET and boots kernel. Kernel puts eMMC in mass storage mode. Now let's see the working of new Node.js server. The FET approach is not used here. U-boot's UMS feature is used to boot BeagleBoot into mass storage mode after U-boot transfer. For this, U-boot needs to be configured for UMS mode. After this, BeagleBoot's eMMC is now ready to be flashed. For flashing, let's check Etcher.io project first. Etcher is an open source flashing tool developed by Resin.io. It has a GUI and CLI versions of flashing tool for mass storage devices. GUI is based on Electron framework. Finally, the flashing tool, which comes after Etcher.io project integration with the Node.js server. I got this news from the lead developer of Etcher.io that they are working on Etcher SDK, which will be released in a month. Etcher SDK will be a reusable module that will contain everything needed to flash an image to a drive, example unmounting, elevating, etc. Etcher's GUI and CLI versions will also be built with SDK. So I too will design the flash tool using this Etcher SDK integrated with the Node.js bootloader server. This flashing tool will provide easy to use UI to put BeagleBoot into mass storage mode and flash it safely. Thank you.